Hey YouTube, I'm out here today doing an oil change on my 1985 Toyota 4Runner. I've done a video a long time ago, probably 2 years ago, just kind of doing a little, showing a video, talking a little bit about this truck. I had it up in Washington and I brought it down here. Put it on a car trailer, a U-Haul car trailer, and hauled it down here. Like I said, it's a 1985 Toyota 4Runner. I have had some thoughts of selling it. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. This would make an excellent vehicle to pull behind a Class A motorhome. It's a solid axle, front suspension on it. It's got transfer case on it, so you can basically freewheel it. It makes an excellent towed. So I'm hanging on to it for just for the future. This truck has a lot of sentimental value to me. It would be pretty difficult to replace it. I mean, there are a lot of these out there, but they do fetch a fair price for them. In the condition that this truck is in right now, its value is somewhere in the ballpark of between $5,500 and $6,500 in the condition that it's in. Like I said, it's got a lot of sentimental value to me. It's been in my family since 1985. My dad bought the truck brand new. I was actually with him at the dealership in 1985, May of 1985, in Seattle, Washington, at Frank Kenny Toyota, when my dad purchased this truck. So anyways, that's kind of the short version of the history with the truck. As far as the condition of it, it's in excellent condition. I've gone through everything on the truck with the exception of the transfer case and the transmission, which it's in both of those units are in excellent condition. The engine I replaced in August of 2013. I put a brand new long block in it from a company called SunWest Engines. RV Bandwagon, if you're watching, that's the company that I went through. SunWest Engines out of Liberty Lake, Washington. Highly recommend those guys. They all of their engines that they do, they're all high quality, superior work, and I would definitely buy another one from those guys again. The engine that I went with was I think it was more like not a high performance. It was the one down from high performance engine. This motor has a new head on it, not a remanufactured head, a new head, which all new components, and then it also has an RV cam in it, which is supposed to give you a little better bottom and a little better low end, bottom end performance. And the truck runs phenomenal. It's very solid. So when you buy a long block from them, they essentially ship you the long block and the head with the timing cover installed on the engine. So it's just a matter of swapping over the intake manifolds, all of your other components, obviously valve covers, exhaust, and on. So simple stuff, but it's a very simple thing to do. I did all of the work myself. I've been into these Toyota trucks ever since I was a kid in high school. I think this last motor that I did was like my third or fourth Toyota 22RE motor that I've done. So I've got a lot of experience doing these motors. So if you have questions about anything in regards to replacing motors and stuff like that, shoot me a comment, and I'll just give you some of my experience of working on these trucks. This is a really, like I said, this particular year of 4Runner. This is a very unique year. This package was only offered in 1985, and what was offered was the solid front axle, front suspension. Tough military grade. These trucks have been, these solid axle older Toyotas have been put through hell and back. You can watch there's a YouTube channel. What the heck is the name of it? Top something. Anyways, they practically tried to destroy one of these Toyota trucks with the solid front axles, and they couldn't do it. So it came with the solid front axle, and then the other added huge benefit was the electronic fuel injection, and this is the first generation of that was started in 1985. The fuel injection. So you got fuel injection, you got solid front axle suspension, and then you also this truck also has the manual 5-speed transmission in it. So it's an exceptionally dependable vehicle, very, very durable, extremely easy to work on, extremely easy to get parts for, and like I say, these trucks properly maintained will go on and on and on and on. These were made over in Japan, not made in America, and so all of the parts are, they're all Japanese grade parts, high quality, very, very high tolerances for everything, and that's what Japanese parts are known for. It's their tolerances are so tight on everything. So it's a high quality older vehicle. The only thing that it's really in need of is some cosmetic attention. It really could use some painting on the exterior. I mean, we're talking really simple stuff. Just the lower piece there. It's it needs some paint, and it does have a little bit of rust in the typical places here. This is just where these older trucks rust out, right here. What else can I tell you about it? It does have a 3-inch lift kit, suspension lift kit on it. Downey Off-Road lift kit. Those guys are no longer in business. The springs on here are original equipment grade design, so they're military wrapped springs. These wheels on here are not they're factory wheels, but not to this specific model. This model truck was the plain Jane model. It didn't have air conditioning, power windows, and the tachometer, and some of these. It was not the SR5 model. These wheels, however, are SR5 wheels. These came off of a 1984 Toyota SR5 truck. So they're chrome wheels. They do clean up nice. I have considered painting them black. They've got a little bit of rust developing here in the wheels. So what else have I done? I went through, after I did the engine, I went through the entire front end of this truck. The axle, another common problem with these trucks is the axle seals will begin leaking in this area right here. So the fix for these is there's a company called Marlin Crawler, and they have some specially manufactured seals, inner seals that they have that they don't leak. They're called no leak seals or something like that. So I went ahead and got those, installed those, and repacked the front end, and I did all that work myself. I put new tie rod ends and stuff on the front end. Basically went through and rebuilt the whole front end. It's all solid. Tires on here they're 235/75 15s. They're like an inch taller than stock. Stock size was 225. Excellent tires on here. After I did the rebuild on the engine, a few months later I did a road trip from Washington all the way down to Phoenix, Arizona, and back to Washington, and the truck ran flawless. I just had to replace the clutch fan. The clutch fan had it had gone out. It was making noise. It wasn't working, and so I had to replace that clutch fan while I was down in Arizona. Replaced that and went back on the road again. That was a $50 part. So, anyways, that's kind of a quick story on a few things with the truck. Like I said, you know, I've had thoughts of selling it, but at the same time, I know that if I did sell it, this has always been a vehicle that I know I would really kick myself later for selling it, because it's hard to replace, the sentimental value, and I'm really in love with the truck itself. I mean, it's just a really highly dependable truck, go anywhere, bug out vehicle, snow, any conditions. I mean, it's easy to work on, and remarkably, it has a lot of headroom in here, and I actually fit very comfortably inside this truck. It does have a CB antenna on here, a Larson CB antenna. Power steering, it does have. And everything else is stock. I wanted to keep everything stock. The engine is stock, the exhaust system is stock. And I've tried to replace parts with original or OEM parts, original factory Toyota parts. Like today on this oil change I'm going to be using a Toyota original equipment oil filter. Yes, there is a difference. They've done tests between aftermarket and original equipment, and you do get a little better oil pressure with the original equipment filters on these engines. So I will be using those. Same with like the cap and rotor. That's all factory Toyota original equipment. So yeah, that's a lowdown here on some of the specifics and details. I've also got, this truck is equipped for towing. It has a battery isolator also in here that my dad had installed. My dad used to pull a 18-foot Shasta 1969 travel trailer with this truck, and it pulled it down the road well. I mean, we only pulled it over to our property. We weren't actually taking it out on trips and so forth. And I got a nice stereo system in it that runs. You know, it cranks pretty good. Got some kicker speakers in it for playing the kind of music I like to play. Some occasional heavy metal. So yeah, it's a fun little truck, and like I said, it would make an excellent towed vehicle. I've just got the back seat out of it right now. Well, it's not out of it, it's kind of partially like out. One of the other things that I do like about this truck is I've figured it out, the measurements and everything, that if I push the seat all the way forward, I can sleep in the back of this truck and sleep and lay down and have lots of room, which that's also appealing to me, because the other thing I haven't talked about, the reason why I wanted to keep this truck is to have an adventure vehicle. This is, to me, an awesome adventure vehicle to take out and go exploring and do little trips, So it's perfect. I mean, it gets about 20 miles to the gallon. There you go. You can see some of the speakers that I have. I've got some the kicker speakers up there, and then I've got a couple under the dash. So it's just a great multi-purpose vehicle, and but then again, it's like I tell myself I really don't need two vehicles. Part of this lifestyle that I'm living right now, being a minimalist, it's to you can only use one of anything at any one given time. I've got two vehicles, but I can't use them both at the same time. I mean, I can only drive one vehicle at a time. I don't, so, and the truck, it meets all of my purposes fine. It meets all of my purposes wonderful. And this diesel truck gets 20 miles to the gallon when I'm not pulling anything. So gas mileage wise, I mean, they're about the same. And then I can also do a vegetable oil conversion with the Dodge truck. So, you know, there's lots of things to think about. But like I said, this is a terrific vehicle, and I have wanted to do some backcountry adventures on this channel and use this truck and go out into the national forest, go camping and mountain biking, and just do some really awesome things with it. So that's kind of, you know, that's why I've been hanging on to it. I've really gone way long in this video, but I just kind of wanted to share a couple things here with you all. I hope you're all having an awesome day, and we'll talk to you all later. Take care.